Internet of Things becomes commonplace. Intelligent machines that are always at our command, aware of every gesture. It would look like magic. Now, the authoring environment we use uses immersive AR to pre-visualize the flight space. So we use HoloLenses to see where the drones will be flying, and then we load the flight plan directly from Unity 3D into the robots. We deploy the behaviors, and the robots are then using their downward-facing cameras to track this pattern here on the stage, probably the biggest tracking marker you're going to see at this conference. The carpet enables the drones to self-localize. They all have their own internal flight planner and are completely independent. That creates a very robust system, which is very easy to set up and has no single point of failure. A lot of what I do at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory and for Accenture is about bringing these technological stories to life. We think of it as prototyping the future. For the development teams and organizations, it helps them consolidate their mission narratives. For the broader audience, it introduces them to concepts that are currently being researched. Now, an important part of this visualization is story. People don't remember data, but they do remember stories, and they tell them to their friends. That's how ideas about the future are shared, and that's how they are spreading. So, I would like, with that in mind, tell you another story. I began by telling a story about technology using magic, which enables teachers to make classroom lessons more memorable. So imagine you're back in school, in class, we have a little lesson, and the lessons happen up here on the screens. The real world is here, you can choose which to watch, the magic, the reality, or a little of each. So let's get started. Class, augmented reality is the melding of the real world with computer-generated imagery. It seems the perfect medium to investigate magic and ask why in a technological age we continue to have this magical sense of wonder. Now, magic is deception, but it is a deception we enjoy. Now, to enjoy being deceived, an audience must first suspend its disbelief. It was the poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge who first suggested this receptive state of mind.
I try to convey a semblance of truth in my writing, to produce for these shadows of the imagination a willing suspension of disbelief that, for a moment, constitutes poetic faith.
This faith in the fictional is essential for any kind of theatrical experience. Without it, a script is just words. Virtual reality, just the latest technology. And sleight of hand is just an artful demonstration of dexterity. We are all very good at suspending our disbelief. We do it every day while reading novels, watching television, or going to the movies. We willingly enter fictional worlds where we cheer our heroes and cry for friends we never had. Without this ability, there is no magic. It was Jean-Robert Houdin, France's greatest illusionist, who first recognized the role of the magician as a storyteller.
A conjurer is not a juggler. He is an actor, playing the part of a magician.
Which means magic is theater, and every trick is a story. The tricks of magic follow the archetypes of narrative fiction. They are tales of creation and love, death and resurrection, and obstacle that must be overcome. Now, many of them are intensely dramatic. Magicians play with fire and steel, defy the fury of the bossa, dare to catch a bullet or attempt a deadly escape. But audiences don't come to see the magician die. They come to see him live, because the best stories always have a happy ending. The tricks of magic have one special element. They are stories with a twist. Now, Edward de Bono argued that our brains are pattern matching machines. He said that magicians deliberately exploit the way their audiences think.
Stage magic relies almost wholly on the momentum error. The audience is led to make assumptions or elaborations that are perfectly reasonable, but do not in fact match what is being done in front of them.
In that respect, magic tricks are like jokes. Jokes lead us down a path to an expected destination. But when the scenario we have imagined suddenly flips into something entirely unexpected, we laugh. The same thing happens when people watch magic tricks. The finale defies logic, gives new insights into the problem, and audiences express their amazement with laughter. It's fun to be fooled. Now, one of the key qualities of all stories is that they are meant to be shared. We feel compelled to tell them. So when I do a trick at a party, that person will immediately pull their friend over and ask me to do it again. They want to share the experience. That makes my job more difficult because if I want to surprise them, I need to tell a story that starts the same but ends differently. A trick with a twist on a twist. It keeps me busy. Now, experts believe that stories go beyond their capacity for keeping us entertained. We think in narrative structures. We connect events and emotions and instinctively transform them into a sequence that can be easily understood. It's a uniquely human achievement. We all want to share our stories, whether it is the trick we saw at the party, the bad day at the office, or the beautiful sunset we saw on vacation. Today, thanks to technology, we can share those stories like never before. By email, Facebook, blogs, tweets, the tools of social networking. These are the digital campfires around which the audience gathers to hear our stories. We turn facts into similes and metaphors, and even fantasy. We polish the rough edges of our lives so that they feel whole. Our stories make us the people we are, and sometimes the people we want to be. They give us our identity and a sense of community. And if the story is a good one, it might even make us smile. Thank you.